Hello everybody and welcome to another Total Annihilation replay. This time we've got some more escalation for you, and you might be wondering what happens if I download Escalation 9.4 and go on to Gameranger. What am I going to find going on there? Well, this is what you're going to find going on there. This right here is a map that is called Escalated Chilly Rivers, which I believe is a different version of a map called Aramon Chilly Rivers, which I think is based off of a Supreme Commander map called Twin Rivers, which actually looks very similar to this one. And you will find big, massive games between multiple people. So here, we have 4 people on one side versus 4 people on another. And representing team top right, we have K, who is Kazik, Toaster in purple. We have Executrix in red. And we have Fireworks in green. And Kazik is being silly and saying, okay, we lost. I don't know why. Here, down here on the bottom left, we have Terminator. We have Nameless. We have Harald. And we have Dirty Harry. So we have a bunch of players. You've seen some of them before on the channel here. And it seems like Kazik thinks that the teams aren't exactly fair. There's always somebody who gripes about how the teams fall, and they want to restart. But you can safely ignore them and play your heart out. So we'll have to slow down a little bit here to make sure I'm catching as much as I can. Now in Escalation, air first in team games is, I believe it does happen. Although because commanders can build missile towers, it's not as effective to go for a bomber right away. So you can see Toaster is building an aircon. There are these islands down here which are up for grab. Terminator is asking for a plan. And Harald says the plan is to win. So Harald is pushing out vehicles. We have Terminator going K-Bot and Nameless going air. Nameless says he's drinking beer, and you need to win it for me. Jag elskar deg Harald, and I don't know what that means, because I don't speak silliness. So we'll go ahead and speed this up while they're building out here. Again, because in Escalation, air rush isn't as common, at least offensively. Not much going on in the beginning here. All right. I'll need to do this too. That worked. All right, so you can see here, Toaster, the first thing he's doing is dropping a missile tower. He's planning on claiming this for him. And Nameless is going bomber. These lines that they're drawing, this is them indicating which mexes they're claiming as theirs. Decent run, got brought down by the missile towers. Jeremy advises purple is air. Good job looking out. AK is being cranked. Going down for battle in the middle here. Harald loves him some Jeffies. You see he's guarding this reclaim right there. Instigators easily take out there. Kazik is asking X to fight for the center, and apparently I guess that means he's not planning on doing that. There is friendly fire. Harald's if he's going through. Jeremy says, I don't know what to do. And this is going to get pretty crazy pretty quick here. You can see Toaster's got his air patrolling over here. Termi's saying Harry Ulak trees in the middle. Harry has gone C. He's pushed out a Hulk, and he's got a Jethro in it. He's planning on going in and taking over. Jethros are the anti-air unit. He wants to keep Toaster from taking that over because he knows that he's taken over this side right here. So he's got a fighters, and scouts to keep track of things. Harald's playing aggressive here. Everyone else is kind of playing a little passive. Here we go. We got Gators versus AKs. Kazik has brought in his fighters for support. Not a bad use of them. They don't do that much damage, but they are going to cause some problems. Kazik is there. Toaster's slowly but surely taking over all the metal. Things looking good for Team Top right now. This right here, this is a new Escalation unit. Not new to Escalation, but new to Total Annihilation. This is a Javelin. It's basically like a medium tank. It's Tech 1. And I'm going to be better this time about keeping track of how much stuff costs. This one costs a cool 269 metal. See, they've got this nice little riot cannon, decent range, anti-airships, and you can see he dropped off his Khans and his Jethro to take over this. Really nice sea landing by Harry there. Termy says Freedom Fighters. Nameless is using his air to take over this top island for Team Bottom. Fireworks going T2. And Kazik is hover. Nameless trying to clear him out here. He does. Nice job by Nameless to push him back. Although Toaster has his K-Bot lab down, so he's pushing out Khans. He's planning on holding this. Nameless is built on this plateau up here. You can see he's upgrading the Geo to the arm upgrade. Harry bullying fireworks from the sea here. See, Harald's javelins are doing a number. They're quite a bit stronger than Gators. Lots of AK fighting. And Harald's broken through. Okay, missile towers do shoot ground, but they really don't do too much damage. He's telling Terminator to go here and push in. Terminator says relax. Basically, because you can see Executrix X is coming up. Kazik says we need to take over top, but that is currently firmly in Harry's grasp. Kazik's not really doing much with those fighters here. Really too much of anything. Oh, here we go. Okay, that's what he's up to. He's got some zippers. These are lightning hover tanks. And here come Fireworks' T2 Pyros coming in to quickly save the day from all those AKs. Streams of AKs from Termy at this point. But because Fireworks is T2, I don't know if that's a good call. Lots of wreckage here left. 134 metal from those javelins. Trying to remember what these things cost. 225. So you see he's got these swatters with it, so he's prepared with anti-air. LLTs that are Dragon Sea thin repel Kaziks. He's bringing in these fighters, getting ready to repel. So you can see the pyros just kind of rip right through the AKs. Fireworks says, nice AKs. Yep, that's basically it. And the AKs get cooked. The air harassment fails because of the swatters they brought with it. And the lightning hovers are through. Nameless trying to pump out some Mavs to deal with the T1 hovers. Good long range from the Mavs, high damage. See, he's just controlling it right there. Terminator using his fighters to try and clear Harry off the top. Good rating by Kaziks. Lots of anti-air here, so it's going to be really tough for Terminator to push him off with just fighters, especially considering he's got the Vanguard, that's like the storm ship. And then the Mariner, that's the anti-air, anti-sub combo. So he says the DTLTs did well, but that didn't do much. Kazik is advising Toaster to take over top. That's a Zephyr, and you know what, honestly, I don't know what that is. We'll find out. Someone will have to make fun of me in the comments. Nice T1 Army right here. Repels Harald's Panthers. He has gone T2. You can see he's reclaimed his T1. He's not even bothering with at this point. Terminator, sorry. Gosh, it is Terminator. He's gone T2. He's got some pyros of his own, but Fireworks is superior force goes ahead and crisps Fireworks' inferior one. DT'd LT will be able to protect itself from the pyros. T1 Army from X here. Toaster is T2. That's why he's got these rapiers. He's able to eliminate some air defense. Harry is fully committed to the water game at this point, trusting the ground to his teammates. And the T1 Army is able to repel the Panthers. Harald doesn't want to test it. Harald's griping about Termi, but Termi is currently cranking out some nice resources. Infighting is always common on these big games in the chaos. The faster T2 by Fireworks proves to be the bane of Terminator, though, as he's got more pyros to march through. Cranking out lots of mohos. See Toaster trying to clear the top using the rapiers, and he is successful. And Kazik has moved in. So you can see the hovers can actually build the underwater metal right here. Kazik is doing a good job of resourcing up right here. Build more. You can see they've all gotten to mohos, except for X. Still kind of staying on that T1. Slowly pushing in, using range to actually slowly but surely break down the Dragon's Teeth. And I'm pretty sure someone will have to correct me. I think Dragon's Teeth have a little bit less health in Escalation as they do in OTA. Missiles flying in from Dirty Harry. You can notice they've got really long range. Got this nice big old splash damage. Looks pretty cool, actually, the new effects. I don't remember exactly who did those. Looks like he's coming in. He's going to try and challenge the sea. T2C from Dirty Harry. He's reclaimed his T1. He's going to commit fully to it. X is saying, take care of the sea, guys. They don't have anybody in the water at this point. The only person who's in the water over here is Kazik. That's just for courtesy of hover. That sound you might be hearing, that's a new sound. This is the Sumo. This is kind of like the beast of the of T2. It's kind of like a T2.5 for Escalation. They cost a ton. 1,900 metal for one of those things. But they got supremely long range, low rate of fire, and high damage. And plenty of armor. So one by itself isn't going to do much, but if you get a lot of them, it's not going to do much. X says, I feel alone, because he's just kind of fighting in the land all middle. Kazik says, I make a shooter push. And so you can see he's pushing out lots of shooters, which are really long range, high damage, low rate of fire. They are not cheap. X is saying that shooter push is going to be too slow. Costs 900 metal for one of these. Shooter's kind of the arm counter to Sumos. He's also building a shroud. This is a radar jammer. Looks like he got a con gifted to him. Fireworks says I'm making Sumos, which he is doing. Toaster moving in, taking a little over here. He's going T2 air. Termi is cranking out his own Sumos. Harald is bringing out penetrators, which are the long range, high damage units. Jeremy says, "What's the plan, King Harald?" Of course, being annoying. Well, you know, just trying to get under Harald's skin. Not necessarily the best idea to do that with your allies. Toaster, T2 bombers. Big run. Not enough anti-air in the back by Termi. Nice little carpet bomb swing. Incredible run by Toaster. They just really didn't have enough anti-air in the back here. In Escalation, the bombers do have more health. Nameless is Pelicans, getting carpet bombed. He didn't really have enough by way of air. So now Pelicans, you can see they have this little cannon that they shoot now instead of the laser. Okay, oh yeah, this is the T1 gunship, I think. Yeah, it's T1 gunship, which is the thing in Escalation. See, Harald has sunk his Panthers to try and protect them from the wrath of the Sumos, but that's not going to stop him. He's going to pop up. Jeremy's going to try and take advantage of the T1 units being down here. He's going to try and cook the Sumos. You can see how fast, once the Pyros close the distance, how fast they close them down. But then he retreats as the shooters are coming in. See, they got their fancy little shields, looking like they're some kind of hoplite. Jeremy's T1 army is all but wiped out. And Kazik has got some shooters he's going to push in there. And that bombing run, they're still not fully recovered from it. Gimps get driven out of the sea. You can see in Escalation, they've got these the direct fire from the Conquerors. It's like a long-range riot cannon. More nice bombing by Toaster here. Not enough to take out that geothermal power plant. That missile sound you were hearing, that was the geothermal upgrade for ARM. That was shooting missiles at the bombers as they flew by. X has moved himself a little bit closer to the action here, and he's cranking out Dominators. Dominators are direct fire in Escalation. They're not cheap, but you get a lot of them. They have decent splash damage, and they will make a lot of trouble. 582 metal for one of them. So the middle seems to have firmly come to, well, not firmly come, it seems to be a bit of a deadlock right here. Harald's brought his penetrators in. They're going to push. Toaster's asking for help, or Kazik's asking for help on the top island because of the missile ships. Just doing lots of barraging. Lasers that may never fire a shot. Artillery and penetrators? What's Harald doing here? You hear that sound? That's actually the Dominators opening fire. Well, I think they died faster than I could take a peek at them. Nice bombing by Toaster there. You can see he's got his T2 K-Bot out. Fireworks still cranking Sumos. This is advanced anti-air, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Lacerator. Plenty of shelling. Sea is firmly in Harry's command. Nobody's really contesting the sea. Kazik has moved in. He's gone advanced C2. Some Gimps from Toaster sneak on land. Maverick comes down and Appel drives him off. Termy's saying, let's push Harald. Lots of sumos. Harald says we need AA. He is correct. Termy says, okay, then don't. But I think that's the right choice. Termy says, get Hawks. And that's currently what Harald's up to. Harald's got a fusion. Busy building up. You can see he's connected his energy storages as well. And that gives him some additional production. There are adjacency bonuses in Escalation. Toaster, though, because he's not really getting scouted all that much, he's gone advanced over here. He's got a fusion. He's building a fusion next to this. Again, adjacency bonus. All while working on an Intimidator, although it looks like he's quit that project. Nameless says he's making Hawks, which he is right here. Said I thought green was Nameless. No, that is, in fact, Fireworks. One of the regulars that you'll find on a nightly game. Looks like Harald's starting his push now, but he's got his Hawks up. X trying to block it off with Dragon's Teeth. That will slow him down a little bit. And Harry is being exceptionally obnoxious with his Rangers. Kazik, though, Kazik is still able to hold on, it seems. They're not shooting at anything that can hit right now, but they are pushing in. Termy says DDMs. He's referring to Doomsday Machines. X has his own artillery and some Mortys too. And there are the bombers. Nice run by Toaster. Swings in, takes out the penetrators, and gets his bombers away without losing one. And I know I've said this in other demos. Total Annihilation, the bombing mechanics, that is something that is very unique to TA, and it's incredibly fun. It's the ability to sling bombs like that. I know when I first talked with Wotan about this mod, I want to say back in 2010, I was like, you know, for me or anybody from OTA to play this, you have to leave bombers the same as far as the mechanics. Some nice sound effects to listen to. Those are the Mortys that are opening fire. So the Sumos, though, are pretty tough. Bombers coming in again. Leaving some nice big wrecks here. 950 metal. He's going where he's got some sea support. You can see here's the Millennium. Termy griping about his lack of AA, and in the south, while I've been away, Termy griping, saying GG. Kazik has gone C, and he's starting to shell Nameless. Nameless has brought in some of his own bombers. But an anti-air archer has come in and shot down those bombers. Let's see what Toaster's up to. His Intimidator's up. The shelling from Dirty Harry's Millennium. Termy says Kazik has been quiet for a while, but that's because he's not paying attention to what's going on with Nameless. So yeah, Nameless says Kazik's in my door, and so Harald, yeah, says he's in C. I'm trying to remember what you gotta pay for one of these. Yeah, 6,500 metal for a Millennium. See, he's just keeping it out of range though, raining down the shots on X's 4 units. X actually come down here very nice, building a shroud to radar block this, so he can sneak in and drop a Moho metal extractor right there. Jeremy says I shouldn't have wasted those sumos. This right here, those are some T2 hovers. So I'm pretty sure those are. Yep. So we have a hailstorm, which shoots a lot like the bulwark, shoots up and then over, and then a rebel, which is a tank. See, it's just shooting these shots, pushing Kazik's off of the top. It's a little tough to manage kind of two halves of the map, mentally speaking. I don't know if it would have been better to hand that off to either Fireworks or Axe. Doomsday Machine down right here. X comes in to try and defend it. Termi drops the sumos. Harry has absolutely taken over the top half of the map here. Toaster. Still there. Really, this is kind of his main base down here. You can see he's got the Mohos, the fusions, everything. Fireworks says Harry's hover. He's not going to be able to get through this. He's going to have to actually breach that with a con. Kazik says massive bombing, go. He has his own T2 bombers ready to go. Kazik has really come alive here. Taking advantage of those sea resources. He's got the underwater Moho metal extractors. You can see how Harry's just kind of cut this swath right here from all his shelling. Meeting with the Hawks, presumably for scouting. Harald brings in his Hawks. Right air cover. Harald really doesn't have much. Oh, except for this. Right here, you're looking at T3. So he's cranking out Centurion, which are the T3 tanks. I think they're the lightest T3 unit that comes out of here. So he's got a bunch of them that he's bringing up to the middle. They are beefy, they are powerful, and they do quite a bit of damage. You can see they've marked out the fusions right here, though, so that is not good news for Harald. You can also see his comm looks rather large and fat. That's because he's built this research facility right here, which gives you commander upgrades, makes him beefier, stronger, gives him no reload on the D-gun, which was normal in OTA, but in Escalation, you have a slower D-gun. Yeah, it just makes them all around harder to kill. The Fireworks' shore defense hasn't necessarily held. You can see he's massing for his attack. Sending scouts in. Reclaiming all this metal up here too. Harry's getting pretty big. Termi backing off from the massive artillery storm by X. Kazik says, don't push, hold. I think that may be wise. He says, make doomsday machines for the T3. Fireworks has brought his sumos back to try and hold against this impending sea invasion. So now X is in the middle, all alone, to hold against the big T3-4s. X is going hovered. Kazik is asking for a T3 con, because Fireworks has got his T3 going. Cranking Gimps out of 2 factories right here, extra close. They're still trying to break through. I don't think that cannon's actually effective against Dragon's Teeth. So our big game just got bigger here with bigger units. Lots of Centurions, plus with air cover. And Fireworks has a Talos. this is a T3 K-Bot. Shoots these endless streams of rockets. You can see it pushing out the damage. It's very beefy itself. Costs a cool 6,000. So it is about 3 times as expensive as these Centurions are. So you can see it's quite a bit. Termi has his own Talos, so you can see right here, and they're both cranking out T3 cons. See, X is about 90 metal. Dirty Harry sitting around 200 metal. He's really got the far ahead, but Toaster is not too far behind with 171. And I don't think Harry has his T3 yet. See, Fireworks, by bringing his Sumos back, has effectively pushed Harry and his Super Assault Force back. Tsunamis, I don't know exactly what these do, but I'm sure we'll watch. They cost 1,300. Millennium is pushing Nameless even further back into his shore. Kazik is kind of repeating what Harry did over here, using the shore bombardment to really put the squeeze and tighten the bottom half of the map for his side. Kazik's building nicely here. He's going experimental K-Bot assembler, so he's going T3 K-Bot. Those are the ARM T3 K-Bots. This right here is an emissary. This is a nice big old fat, basically Atlas. It can lift bigger units though. Harry's putting out a Chimera. No, sorry, Harald's putting out a Chimera. But first, he wants one of these mantle extractors. These really boost your economy. I want to say Mohos make about 3 times, and these are 3 times that even, or even more. So, okay, so these are artilleries. Fireworks is asking for help. Wants X to move his, Toaster to move his bots over. Toaster's pretty busy though. He's got lots of building that he's been doing. Looks like he is bringing his emissary and experimental construction K-Bots down here so he can work on cranking his economy. It's idle right there. See, Harry's got his underwater Moho metal extractors up. Termi says right is lost. He is correct at this point. You can see X has brought in and loaded up his T1 army into hovers, the turtles, and he is unloading an army of Mortys and artillery. And they're just kind of dropping them out there. Nice teamwork here. Toaster, you can see he's providing air cover as X does this nicely executed sea landing. Drops in behind. Harald's got some nice units up here, but they're a little bit too far away. Nameless is in big trouble. Terminator's trying to come in with his Sumos to defend against the artillery barrage. More fusions here from Toaster. Harry is sitting around 100 metal, whereas Toaster has really come alive. Harald looks like he's at 150 or so. You can see how they've had to pull back. Basically, it is only Harald who's able to hold the middle at this point. And it looks like Nameless is just able to hold on. We have Medusas. These are kind of like, see them, they're shooting these little riot shells. I think it's not riot because they're not exploding, but shooting the like the high damage shots right there. And the Taloses will make quick work of them. Put this nice, the anti-air back here. And what you're seeing, those shots that are hitting things, this is Fireworks' Intimidator. I don't know if this has even shot anything, Toaster. Oh yeah, it has. Okay, 22 kills. So you can see how Harry kind of carved out the top for his team. Same thing has happened down here, where Kazik has just moved in and he's made out a little carve. So you can see here's our experimentals on the mega map. This is the Chimera. This is a bigger, badder tank. 6,000 metal for one of those. They're bringing in lots of the artillery to counter. He's building concubines. Centurions are moving in. He's trying to take damage. X is going to try and cover with these. In come the bombers. Harald's not quite paying enough attention. He doesn't have his hawks over there. So they're sitting ducks. Takes out one Doomsday machine. The Talus and the Sumos are too much for him. The Centurions all go down. There's a lot going on here. All right. Toaster's building a vault. These, you guys are gonna tell me I'm doing it wrong. I think they both produce resources as well as give you additional storage, and this is a core only thing. ARM has something a little bit different. I don't remember exactly what it is, but we'll see if somebody decides to build them. Harald going mass fusions here. Termy's getting his mantle extractors up using his advanced cons. T3, as you can see he's got his T3 lab right here. Fireworks' Chimeras. They have extra long range lightning blasts that do lots of damage. Kazik says, okay, go bombing. Here comes the bombing run. You can see they're both going in together. Toaster and Kazik's. Fusions managed to survive. And down goes all of Harald's energy production. That's a big loss for Harald. See, they've been more or less not bothered back here on the backside. X is sitting riding high and mighty at 135 metal right here. He's got his vault going. He's putting out his mantle extractors, more fusions. The build range on these T3 bots are actually really long too, so you can really crank stuff out very quickly. You can see how fast you drop those. So he's working really hard on his economy. Harald's comm survived that blast. Quite handily. So he's got his Chimeras to cover in the middle, but he doesn't have much by way of energy at this point. Harald is stalling. Harald's asking for E to be shared. Nameless is more or less wiped out. Things are looking really good for Team Top at this point. Harry doesn't look like he hasn't been able to transfer his big advantage over here into any kind of serious resource advantage. And that's not helping him out, although he is pushing and really helping hold in the middle here. Brawlers. Harald's got plenty of brawlers. In come the Taluses. Terminator trying to attack, most likely trying to shoot down a plane. That's why it's doing that. Fireworks holding on to his units, not committing fully yet at this point. Toaster's Timmy's doing lots of firing. More bolts. These do have adjacency bonuses. They do cost an arm and a leg, if I recall. 10,000 metal, yeah. Team South doing their best to hold on. again, Nameless is in pretty dire straits. Harry says he's trying to make a buzz. Or as he is armed, likely he means a Vulcan. Termy just spamming anti-air, and Harry's saying, try and hold. Kazik's over here, he's worked on his economy. Fusions, metal makers. And of course, lots of sea resources too. Toaster, I think, is currently run away with the resources, though he's sitting close to plus 200 at this point. That all happened really quick. What happened was, is Harald brought in his brawlers, and the archers basically shot them all down here. We can take a look at Kazik's 2, 3, 13, 4. So yeah, basically the archers did the heavy lifting there. Harald thought he was safe to bring in his brawlers there, but it turns out he was not. Termy's got a nice little Talos of his own here, coming in for the fight. This right here, this is an Empyrean. This might look a lot like a Fat Boy for those who play Forged Alliance. That's because it does. Sumo's up on the mountain shooting down. Look like they're doing much. They're gonna get wiped out. Big Bertha's doing damage, or sorry, the Intimidator's doing damage. CX is busy replacing, building more and more. Kazik is asking Tosh to make Berthas on the right side. He's already got some. Harry says 60% buzz. Yep, there you go. He is currently upgrading his Big Bertha to a Vulcan for some rapid-fire long-range action. Jeremy says we got to take care of the bombers, and Harald says we need mass hawks. He says, yeah, there we go, another mantle extractor up for Harald. Despite the fusion setback, he's actually leading his teammates in resource production. Here comes a big old Krogoth by Toaster. He says, don't lose Krog to D-Gun. Commander can sneak up on a Krogoth using Cloak, and then snap off a D-Gun. Harald says, I'll D-Gun. He knows he's got to go, that's the only chance that he really has of taking care of that Krogoth. Jeremy says it's mid now. Toaster playing safe with it. I don't know if he needs to. They've got air support. They can bomb a commander that shows up. Plenty of Taloses here. How much does a Krog cost? 29,000 metal. Toaster says, let's attack. This right here, this is an arbitrator. This is, I believe it's a tactical... little tactical nuke launcher. Here we go. We can watch it. Snaps off. This is a Cerberus. This is a T3 bot. Boom. Lots of range, lots of damage. He says buzzsaw. The Vulcan is up. Termy says it's hitting my lab. But it's actually, I think, the arbitrator has done that. Talos is hiding behind the hill here. Cerberus marching in. I don't know if Harald... there he goes. Lots of rounds fired into that Krogoth, but it is still doing just fine. He's got a Talos to back it up, too. Toaster's really taking his resources and cranking it into an advantage for him. There he says, come back near Annihilators. Shield generator. This is an Aegis. Here you go, you can see this is an Empyrean. Being cautious, moving in slowly, Toasters. You can see if this is a fusion, this is one that Harry shared to Harald. It's going T3C, Experimental Shipyard. Here you go, you can see Kazik's abusing the Rangers on the right side here. In one patch, these were really, really overpowered, these Cerberus Mark IIs. That's been corrected. They're actually now much more in line. Harald working on a second Empyrean. Toaster says, green, help attack. Basically asking for Fireworks to do a little bit more. See, Fireworks is a silencer, though. He's got a new... Grogoth's sighting down here. See how our T2 and T1 units are more or less out. These T3 are just so ridiculously strong. There you go, the Empyrean is hammering. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't hammering it. It's now hammering over here. Yeah, there you go. See, even the tough Talos is getting nailed by the Empyrean. Harry says try to keep clear of Annihilators. Harry's got these long-range Annihilators to shoot through. He's talking about friendly fire. Krogoth's marching in at about half health. Garen's taking a little bit of damage. He brings in his Chimeras to try and drive off. Snaps the Talos down. So Terminator's working on his own vaults, cranking up his economy. Big T3 fight. Krogoth's about half health. The Talos are basically little foot soldiers here. Bombers didn't do much there. Scout, they now see where all of Harald's fusions are again, and he's blinking that shield on and off. Harald says, Nameless, show your stuff, you're 1 minute behind. This is sometimes that happens where somebody will lag, and so he's so far behind, he's lagging pretty bad. You can see they just did what's called the time command. You can see Nameless right there. Oh no, he's even. Never mind, he's even. So, on the other side of the world here, we have Harry cranking out a Victory, which is a giant T3 battleship. Continuing to fire with his Big Bertha. Let's see how it's done. Only 8 kills. It's mostly shooting the T3 stuff. Lots of resources in the back here. Here's the core upgrade center. So this is similar to the ARM research lab. It's building a experimental fusion reactor. Harald's on 2 Empyreans right now. And the big T3 push seems to have failed with a giant graveyard of giant robots. He's cranking out air factories so he can build lots of bombers and vamps. Jeremy says Bertha. Of course, it's been on him the whole game. Kazik says, okay, my Vulcan is killing fusions of Harald. And that big boom right there is Harald's fusions going up and Harald going down with them. Nice assassination by Kazik right there. I don't think I even see the gun that did the dirty deed. Oh, sorry, that was a nuke, actually. That was a nuke fired by fireworks. My mistake. Yep, 57 kills, and one of those kills was Harald. Things are definitely not looking good, considering the person who was more or less carrying the game for them has now gone down. The victory is not yet done. We'll crank up the speed here, because I think we know how this is going to turn out. Let's take a look and see where we're at here. Vulcan with 21 kills. Fireworks says GG. Torpedo battle. Gimps have torpedoes here to help defend themselves. Jeremy says GG, I'm quitting. And that's it. Victory for Team North with a nice nuke assassination, a giant boom. And GG said, there's the forge. This is the ARM equivalent of the vault. There we go. So that's the first big 4v4 I've tried to do on this channel. I know it's tough to keep up with everything and actually pay attention to all the action that's going on too. Pretty good game though, so you kind of get to see how things progress in the big 4v4 and 5v5 matches that you'll find on Gameranger. And then also probably soon enough you'll find them on Total Annihilation Forever, which is being set up by Axel. He's setting up a client for Total Annihilation that you'll be able to play on as well. So yeah, we'll take a look at the resources here. Again, big time resources from Toaster and X cranking out his economy as well. See, the Team South was pretty far behind, and Toaster kind of securing that bottom right without much, and then Kazik's really locking it in for him to help bring that game to a close there. And of course, Fireworks with a nice nuke assassination, blowing up all of those fusions and taking Harald down with him. So, alrighty, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that one. Make sure you hit the subscription button if you have not already. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021. May there be lots of total annihilation for each and every one of you. Take care.